Hey everybody, welcome to our home.
I'm Andrew Lofton.
And I'm Danielle Lofton, and we are so glad that you're here.
Tonight we are looking at Istanbul.
Istanbul is 2 to 5 players. It's about an hour long, depending on how many players that you have. It is a medium level game for sure, and it is ages 10 and up.
Yep, in this game you are competing merchants in the city of Istanbul. So you're going all through the marketplace to different places, doing different things to collect these rubies.
Beautiful rubies.
The first player to collect 5 of them, 6 in a 2-player game, wins. That's it. Nobody gets an extra turn. You get the last gem. And
Definitely a race.
Win. Yeah,
race
definitely a race. You're collecting those gems mainly through money or through different resources or goods like bananas and spices, things like that.
Everybody has their own cart. So with the cart, you're going to be putting all the gems that you collect in there, as well as the different resources that you have in your cart as well. On your turn, you're going to be able to move a couple of different spaces, and you have a main merchant, but you also have assistants. So every place that you go, you're going to have to leave an assistant behind to use the action in that space. If you put all your assistants around the board, if you don't have an assistant, you can't do the action. So you either have to come back to the fountain and gather them all back, or another option is you could go to the police station and send one of your relatives to another spot on the board. I'm not sure why it's the police station, but there you go.
They're imprisoned.
They're in prison,
You're busting them out.
You're freeing them so that they can go to different places for you. So that's what you do on your turn. And what else?
What else? There's a couple different ways you can make things better.
Yes.
If you want to, you can definitely win without it. But I like that. I like the choices with it. So you can get extra spots in your cart here to make when you go get resources, you can get more of them, which is nice. You can also go to the caravanserai and grab some cards, which will get you bonuses as well and make things a little bit easier. You can go to the post office where you can kind of switch up what you're getting. So there's just a lot of choices. You can make things better as you go as well.
So the whole point of the game is to get these beautiful rubies, and the 2 main ways that you get them is through money or through resources. So if you're going to money, there's a couple spots on the board that you can gain money. So you can go to the tea house and roll some dice and guess, I'm gonna get this amount, and that's how much money you get. You can also go to the small market or the large market, and you can sell your resources for money. In order to get resources, you can go to different locations like the fabric warehouse and completely max out your resources of that resource. So that's how you gain those in order to get gems. Yeah. What do we love about this game?
Love the replayability.
Absolutely.
With it. There's just a lot of different stuff that you can do. It's a lot of different things to think through, which is great. They're all separate tiles, so the game's going to suggest that you lay it out like this, but you can switch it up. You can shuffle them all out and have a different experience every time, which is a lot of fun.
So Istanbul is my favorite game of all time as of right now. So I love playing this game. I love playing the base game, but I also love the expansions. So we have both expansions right now. One adds coffee and another adds letters and postal. It just kind of brings more variability to the game. It actually expands this out further, but it's the same thing where you can move all of these little cards around so you can have a different game every time. I also love that you can get gems in multiple different ways. I love games that you don't have just one way to victory basically, but there's lots of different ways, so you can change your strategy mid-game if needed. I love that about this game.
That's great. I would just be on the lookout for knowing this can cause a little bit of analysis paralysis. Because there's so many choices, and you're thinking too, it's like, okay, I got people all over the board. Do I go back and get them, or do I do this spot over here? So it can sometimes trigger some of that paralysis where you're just waiting in between turns. can, not necessarily, just something to think through, you know, depending on who you're playing with, you know, who's in your family. But it's a great game. And again, I still think it's well worth the effort and time.
Absolutely.
Just make sure you take that into consideration.
And it's beautiful. The artwork really is really pretty, and it's definitely immersive. You feel like you're there. So we love Istanbul. I personally love Istanbul. We hope that you love it too. If you have any questions about Istanbul, please put them in the comments below. Or if you have any other game suggestions for us that you'd like us to review, please let us know as well. Thank you so much for coming out. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.